just so that they know when they call there's going to be something. Okay, so some of the horses are looking like they got hay belly, some of them look pregnant, and some of them look like they're losing weight, some of them are doing good, but we're going to get them all on the same worming schedule. So I bought a big box of wormers. We're going to worm them. Then we have 5 mares that are on their rotation of 5, 7, and 9 months, where you give the rhinovirus for when they're with foal or during their gestation. So we're going to give the broodmares, the pregnant mares, their rhino shots and a wormer, and then we're going to give everybody else a wormer. So we're going to try to catch almost every horse up and have them all tied up in the barn, and we'll introduce them and talk, you know, show you them each as we go through the list and talk about their condition and how they're doing this winter.
Zoinks! Basically, you have a big old baby in there, Jesse. Good Lord. Wowie, babe.
Go around to the left.
Okay, we have Jesse, Rosie, Chablis. Hey Chablis. There's Lucky and Miracle. Here's Zoinks with the crazy hairdo. And here's Lady. Hi, sweetheart. And we have Shay. And here's Patty.
Okay, we have 9 Zermectrin Gold wormers. So Zermectrin Gold, I use that because it has 2 different types of medication in it. It's an ivermectin base, and then it has praziquantel. Anyway, there's 2 different types of medicines, and it kills multiple species of worm that way, and it's a little bit more effective for our parasites that we have around here in Missouri are starting to get immune to the cheaper wormers. Everything that's mature, I'm just going to go ahead and give a full dose to, but this yearling, I'm going to notch it down to a 750-pound dose. How you do that, there's a dial on the side of these, and it says 250, 500, 750, 1000, 1250. That dial's broke, so we're going to use this one for her. And I'm just guessing that she's about 750 pounds right now. And I'm pretty good at guessing that stuff because I've been around horses a lot. And then we'll give the remainder to our pony.
Daisy. So this is Lady. This is Isaac's horse.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna start training her as soon as summer break happens. Isaac will start riding her. Now when I give it, I like to get it as far back as you can get, wait for them to start chewing, squirt it in. Then I hold their mouth up for a minute, kind of wait for them to swallow. Sometimes I might even rub their throat a little. And then Becca follows along behind and gives everybody a scoop of grain.
A bite of grain.
Or yeah, a couple bites. The reason we give them a couple bites is to get their salivation, their salivary glands going, and get them to swallow a couple times, because I've heard that could leave trace residues in their throat and can scald their esophagus. But I've never had it happen, but somebody's told me that before, and I figure it's not that hard to. Now this is the horse we bought at the auction in September. Miracle. She's a 2-year-old, almost 3. And she's holding it in her mouth and refusing to swallow, but she'll swallow once she gets that. She's being a pretty good girl.
Who's up next? Lucky?
Lucky, this is our prize show horse.
We tore her mane out.
Yeah, she's not going to look very good in the show ring with the mane this year, but we'll get her in before long and start growing it out for the show season. Yuck, yeah. There, she swallowed it up. Swallow your medicine. Be a good girl. This is Shay. This is Becca's coming 4-year-old that she's been training to ride. She'll be for sale this spring. Once Becca gets out of basketball and can work with her more every day. She's already broke to ride and does pretty good on the trail rides, but she just needs some, you know, bonding and getting friendlier and more miles on her, but she's already pretty well broke for trails. And she knows how not to swallow medicine.
That's great.
Okay, this is Emery's horse, this is Jessie. And she's a full, 100% full sister to Lucky, our good show mare, which means she's out of Grand Central and Pride B mare from the Strumps. And she is pregnant, bred back to Image. Her, Patty, and Rosie are bred to Image. The other two are bred to our Playboy stallion, Bob.
Yeah. Good girl. Oh, and you can. She was the one with the cancer on her eye. Show them how it's improved.
Yeah, it's healed up really
quite
well.
a bit.
Just a little bit of hair loss,
Yep.
but it's growing back even.
It looks good.
Okay, now we have to give the rhino virus shot. So you give this shot at 5, 7, and 9 months of gestation. And I've skipped it before and lost a foal when I was a kid, so I don't skip it anymore. When you give a horse a shot, you feel these muscles in here. And there's a group of muscles that go this way, and there's a group of muscles that go this way. And I call it the little triangle in between. See where my palm is going? You pet that, get it loose, tap it a couple times. Hit it right in there.
She didn't feel it.
And they don't even feel it. And that's a pretty big needle to not feel it.
We got to do a belly check too. Look how big her belly is.
Yeah. She's pretty big. Her condition, she's sunk in just a little bit around the tail, but her hips are still full. You see there's still a crease down the hips. So that's good condition. This is poor condition. So she's a 50-50. I'd give her, a 6 out of 10 on the scale of condition for a bred mare. Not too bad. Don't want her to go any further down.
She had her full on her.
Yeah, we just weaned her colt not too long ago, so that's why she's probably our one in the least condition.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Rosie, and she is one of the last remaining daughters out of Annie Rue, which is the standard bearer for the Foxtrotter. That's the horse you watch to learn how to judge, is her mother. It's supposed to be the perfect horse. So she's a really good mare, and I think her father's Patriot bred, which is a really good cross for Image, and she's bred to Image.
Fall baby.
For a fall baby, yeah.
She'll be the last one to foal this year. She's quite a bit further behind.
Good girl. And that's why we don't have a shot for her, is she's the furthest behind, and she won't be 5 months bred till later this month anyway, so we'll give her shot separately some other time. And Family Center was out. They only had 4. She's not a very friendly mare, so we don't do much with her. She just gets bred and taken care of. I would say her body condition is probably an 8 out of 10, maybe even a 9, because any fatter and you start worrying about her neck getting too thick. But yeah, she's just right, just full enough. I'd say a 9, because this would be a little fuller if she was a 10. But she's in good shape. She's looking good, especially for a 20-year-old horse.
Can you see it? Right there.
Oh, yeah.
I just seen it.
That baby's a moving. I'm really excited about this baby because it's going to be out of Bob, but this is Chablis.
There it is.
And Chablis was shown in the 3-year-old futurity and got a reserve. Mark Hollifield rode her in 2016. She had a lot of shake and a lot of class and a lot of head, she was real showy. And Bob, I think, will just make a great baby with her. Ooh, look at it move. It's squirming a bunch.
I could feel
got a
it.
big
I
old
could
baby.
feel it.
And I did actually have plans to show this horse, but then she ran into the side of the barn and crushed her forehead in. Let's show her injury.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's caved in, her sinuses.
Hard to see it in the
Yeah.
video. It's caved all the way in though.
Yeah. Now, the more reactive the horse is, the more likely they are to react to this. And this is a very reactive horse. Like Jessie didn't even flinch. Hold it up higher, please. Okay, just take it away from me for a second. She's flexing her neck. Oh, bad.
Yeah, good girl.
But when you're a pro at giving shots,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at it, but still, sometimes them reactive ones will react.
What's her body condition? Pregnant.
So, oh, she's got a fat patch right here. So she's a 10. See how that jiggles? The tailbone's the first place to lose weight, and hers is jiggling. So that's good. There's a crease in between the two hips. That's good. Can't feel any ribs. Yeah, she's got a fat patch there, jiggles. So she's 10 out of 10. She doesn't need to gain any weight. Doesn't need to lose any, but she doesn't need to gain any.
That's what you want him to.
Yeah, that's what I want my horses to look like. Okay, this is Soix. Soix, I'm almost more excited about her baby than any because there's so much mystery on what it's going to look like. So Bob is extremely beautiful stallion, as you know. He's Palomino and he has a lot of markings himself. He's got the Sabino trait, so he has white stocking legs and a white blazed face. So he already throws a lot of color, and she is a paint, so this baby could come out all kinds of wacky colors, we're hoping.
I don't think we're going to be able to do the baby movement in there because I don't think there's enough room for it to
Yeah,
move.
she's huge.
Good, she swallowed hers right away.
Good girl. Let's see your baby belly. Holy moly!
Hers looks big on camera.
Yeah, she's got a big old belly.
Yeah. Yeah.
She should be first due, too. Oh my gosh, it looks so big.
Soix always had a little bit of a weird build, so she kind of looks thin, but she still has a little fat, not as much as I'd like. She didn't have real great hips, so she never had a big crease down there. But yeah, she's got some chub on her. Little high withered. I'd say more like an 8, almost a 7.
She's lost a little weight over the winter so
she,
far.
She could use a
was
little weight,
chubbier.
but that wormer's probably going to help her a lot because I haven't wormed her in 6 months or better. Okay, now it's Patty, and Patty's one of our favorite horses. This is the horse that our girls learned to ride on a lot. Well, they didn't learn to ride on her, but they learned to show on her. This was the first horse Isaac showed. She's so gentle and knows her job so well. Isaac wanted to show, and we pulled her up 4 days before show. Isaac had never rode her, and he showed her in the show, and she did great. I think we can see her baby moving.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of pushing around. And her and Jessie are due about the same time, and they're both bred to image. Patty has given us 4 babies in her lifetime, and all 4 were boys. And all we've ever wanted was a girl to replace her with. So, hopefully, crossing our fingers because she's 22 years old.
Almost 23. Almost.
Yeah, 23 years
getting
old.
old.
Hopefully this time we get our girl.
And we would say it's the last foal she's gonna have, but we said that the last few times, huh?
Yeah.
She just keeps going.
Yeah, and I'm of the mind if they are able to breed them, or if they're able to have foals, just keep them in production until they can't have them. Some people like to retire them, but to me, we get her up, we feed her extra grain, we groom her, we give her the medicines, we're always looking at her when she's bred. If she was just a pasture ornament, and we have all these other horses to work on, she wouldn't get the level of attention and love that we give her. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying we're so busy, there's so much going on, that keeping her in production keeps her, you know, at the front of our mind, and we take good care of her, and she's paying her way on the farm. It is a farm. We got to make a living.
And they love having babies.
Yeah, and she's a good mama, so why not let her do what comes natural? You know, in nature, she'd breed until she wasn't able to, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let her keep breeding until she doesn't want to breed no more. She's so sweet. I like this horse so much.
She swallowed it for you.
One of my favorites.
How's her body condition?
Some great.
For Patty.
For Patty, yeah, she's always a hard keeper. That's why we have to feed her so much extra when she's pregnant. But she's, you know, 7 or 8. She's not doing bad. Ribs aren't showing at all. Can't even feel them, so that's good for her. She's always got high pointed hips, so I'm not worried about that. She's doing okay for her age. She's doing real good, actually. Okay, we got them all taken care of, and we're all getting cold, so we're going to turn them back out to pasture and give them a bale of hay.